Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Today I have my November favorites. I know I'm a little behind, but better late than never, right? So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Alright, so I didn't have a handbag of the month, but I did have two small leather goods that made quite a splash. The first one being this beauty, which is the Chanel Beauty CC pouch or O small case. I can't remember. I feel like this thing has a million different names. But anyways, this is in the pink caviar leather with the light champagne gold hardware. This is for Cruise 19 and I absolutely love it. I love the color, kind of like what I talked about in the unboxing video. It has that Barbie pink. I don't think it's very Pepto-Bismol-y. I don't think that it's too loud either. I think it's the perfect shade of pink. And you guys know how I feel about this color, right? But anyways, what I really like about this small leather good is that I find it to be very versatile. I personally like to use it as a wallet because it is somewhat slender. It fits into my smaller handbags, no problem. And I think that the interior is quite generous. So I can fit the same amount that I do in a large size wallet into this guy, and I can also carry like a lipstick or two, or sometimes I have fit my key fob in here if I want to go a little bit more minimal. So I really like it. And one of the things that I also appreciate about this little guy is the detail that it has at the top of the zipper. The CC there. I don't know, I feel that it kind of adds a little bit more to the piece. But it just has the top zip closure, no exterior pockets or anything like that. But I think it is awesome. If you are looking to get a small leather good from Chanel, I highly recommend this one just because, again, the versatility I think ends up speaking volumes. So once again, the Beauty CC pouch, O small case, whatever you want to call it, from Chanel in the pink caviar leather and the light gold hardware. All right, the next one, I think I might end up doing a review because I just kind of briefly want to talk about it for the favorites video, but it won't be a surprise either because I have been I have been spamming you guys if you follow me on Instagram, and that is the Gucci Ophidia Cosmetics case. This is in the small size and I am madly in love with it. As I said previously, there are two different colors to go for. I really like the brown, just because you have that signature color. And it also has somewhat of a champagne gold on the hardware there. And I like this little detail. I don't think it's too loud and I don't think it's too obnoxious. I think it's just right. But I love that you have that zippered closure. It's small, but it still fits inside of my smaller handbags, no problem. And that's really what I was going for. I didn't want something too big. And the next size up, you can carry a lot more with you, but I felt that I can only carry, I can only use it in my larger bags. So this one ends up fitting perfectly into my handbag collection. But, you know, I'm not really a big person when it comes to the color green. I mean, I don't know. I never really have been. But this green in here, oh man, let me take this stuff out. Because, I don't know, even though it's a cosmetics case, I think that you can use it as a clutch. I talked about that briefly in my gift guide video last week. Because I think that you can use it as a clutch or as a cosmetics case. But back to this green interior. I don't know if the camera's doing it any justice. It kind of reminds me of that Wizard of Oz green, and being that Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite movies, that really makes me happy. That kind of makes my heart sing even louder. But you have a little slip pocket there, and even though it's small, I definitely feel that it ends up packing a punch. But I'm really going to keep an eye on the corners just to see how it wears. But overall, I find it to be somewhat carefree just because I don't have to worry about leather, getting any water stains or anything like that. You do have that color treated leather, so that's really nice. But the Gucci Ophidia case in the small size in the signature brown monogram. All right, now moving on to beauty. I have quite a few items that I want to share with you. If you follow me on Instagram, I have been talking about them quite a bit, so my apologies for giving you an earful on them. But, you know how I am. If I really like something, I just feel I have to share it with you. The first one being a mascara. It was earlier last month when I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any recommendations for mascara, and I had some awesome recommendations, but I ultimately ended up going for this, which is the Lancome Big Mascara. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, now you have to know that when it comes to mascara, I am not very adventurous. If I like something, I end up sticking to it for years, like years on end, you know? And I feel like if it's not broke, then why fix it type of thing. But if it's not broken, why fix it? But I usually end up going for Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. That's been one of my favorite mascaras up until this one. This is available in waterproof. Mine is just the regular, just because with waterproof mascara, I have very, very sensitive eyes because I wear contacts. So unfortunately, I can't do waterproof mascara any justice, but this is amazing. Check out the wand. That's why I'm so picky when it comes to mascaras. Because like the YSL Shock, I talked about it before. I love the formula. I cannot stand the wand because it gets so clumpy so quickly. But this guy, I don't have to like clean it off or anything like that. Check it out. It is quite large, which I really like. And it ends up capturing my eyelashes perfectly. I don't get any clumps. And yeah, I am a big fan. Does it smell? Do you guys smell your mascara? I know sometimes I do. It doesn't smell like anything, but it is awesome. I didn't have any problems with like, not necessarily fallout, but you know, like if you end up putting too much mascara on, sometimes you can see those little pieces down here. So I guess it is fallout, but I didn't have any issues with that. So I highly recommend this. If you wanna try out a new mascara that doesn't get clumps and just elongates your lashes to the point where it looks like they're fake lashes, yeah, this is awesome. So the Lancome Big Mascara. So a huge thank you to you guys for recommending me that mascara. All right, moving on to eyeshadows. I have not given these a rest. I think I've worn them every single solitary day. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. But these are the Marc Jacobs Sequence, let me get the name right. Sequence Glam Glitter Eyeshadow. I picked it up in number 80 Flashlight and Topaz Flash. That's what I've been wearing. But this is just a Glam Glitter eyeshadow. And oh my goodness, the glitter on this is insane. It is insane. Absolutely no fallout. I do, however, end up using primer before I put it on. And I have no issues with fallout. I mean, oh man. Okay, hold on. Before I'm like raving about it. I haven't even showed it to you guys. So this is number 80 Flashlight. It probably doesn't look very, you know, very exciting, but once I swatch it, it's just like, oh, look at this. I'm telling you, these lights are not doing them justice, but it just glitters so insanely beautiful. And the glitter feels really soft. It's not too thick either, which is something that I normally end up going for when it comes to glitter eyeshadow because I do wear it very often. So the Flashlight with this one, even though it is white, sometimes I end up putting it on top of another eyeshadow just to give it a different look, because sometimes I really can't pull off white eyeshadow. So I try to combine it with something else. But as far as Topaz Flash, this one right here, this one takes the cake. All right, hang on. All right, so that's what it looks like in the pot. And let me just swatch it real quick. There it is on my fingertip. Oh man, I am one happy girl. Look at that. Oh, but in the light, like in the sunlight, it looks incredible. Again, no fallout. I think this is one of the best formulas that I've come across when it comes to a glitter eyeshadow. And trust me, I have tried out quite a few, but I highly recommend it if you guys want a glitter eyeshadow. They do have the regular packaging. I can't remember if this is the regular packaging or if this is the seasonal packaging that has a little gold lid. I can't remember. But I think they have a really great price point. The only thing that I think is a bummer when it comes to eyeshadows like this is that you have to stick your fingers inside. And I know sometimes people aren't a fan of that, but I will oversee that anytime when it comes to that type of payoff of the glitter, you know what I mean? So anyways, that was quite a tangent on glitter eyeshadow, but highly recommend those Marc Jacobs Sequence Glam Glitter eyeshadow. That's a mouthful. Okay, on to fragrances. I did talk about this briefly on my birthday unboxing, and that is the Juliet Has the Gun Lady Vengeance. This fragrance is absolutely incredible. And while I failed to give you guys any type of notes on that video, I will make sure and do that for this one. But the scent is just, I mean, it is amazing. It changes constantly throughout the day. The staying power on it for myself was anywhere between 7 to 8 hours. I've gotten so many compliments on it. And I think it's a little bit more complex than other fragrances out there. The first initial note is rose, or like a rose. And sometimes with roses it can be tricky because they can be a little bit overwhelming very quickly. And I don't find that happens with this one. So I'm a little bit sensitive when it comes to that particular with that particular note, but I think that they executed this beautifully. So you do have that rose note on top, and it's consistently, it consistently comes out throughout the day. And the other note that I feel is a little bit more hidden is the lavender. So I don't get that too much, and it says it also has vanilla. I don't really smell that, but it is just amazing. When I first smelled it, I didn't know exactly what to think. I was like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of different. I don't think I have any fragrance in my collection that smells anything like it. So that also kind of intrigued me. But the staying power, the notes that they have really ends up working out very nicely with my body chemistry. And I highly, highly recommend it. I think this might be one of my favorite brands when it comes to fragrances. So Juliet Has a Gun Lady Vengeance. All right, the other fragrance that I picked up during the Sephora VIB Rouge sale, I have had the worst luck when it comes to this brand. I cannot do them justice whatsoever, so I was super nervous about going for it, but I am so happy that I did. And that is the Hermes Twilly. This fragrance is incredible as well. And it's said, like, if you look it up, it says that it has a powdery floral. I don't do well with powdery florals. I don't do well with powdery scents whatsoever. They tend to give me a headache. But I went into Sephora and I could not stop smelling it, and I was like, I think I might be able to do this justice, because Hermes has so many beautiful fragrances, but they just don't work very well with my body chemistry, as I mentioned previously. But this one smells amazing, absolutely amazing. It does have that floral scent to it. It's not too overpowering, and just, oh man, it smells so good. It kind of has that warm vanilla / amber scent to it. It's not obnoxious by any means whatsoever. I think that it's wonderful. I think that it's great. I really like the bottle. And you guys know how I feel about fragrances. Lately, I end up going for the smaller ones like this one because I'm always nervous. Maybe I end up hating it after a couple weeks. And I am so bummed out that I didn't get the larger bottle in this, because I feel like I want to bathe in it, kind of like the Lady Vengeance. These two have quickly become like part of my top 5 fragrances. That's how much I like it. So if you want to try out an Hermes fragrance that is very, it's very light, it's floral, it's not obnoxious, it has that warm note to it, then I highly, highly recommend going for Twilly. And so far my experiment has, failed, because I ended up going for the smaller ones, and then I think I should go for the larger ones. And when I go for the larger ones, I should have gone for the smaller ones. Who understands me? You know what I mean? But anyways, the last favorite that I wanted to talk to you guys about is actually a show. And I am a scaredy cat when it comes to scary movies. I am the worst. I am such a weenie. And I started to watch on Netflix, there's a show called The House of Haunting Hill, and it is awesome. Absolutely awesome. There's parts of it, like jump scares, that I was like, okay, I'm not prepared for this. I turn it off. There were times that I had to watch it in the daytime, because I'm like, nope, I'm not watching this at night. No way. But the story that it has, the storyline is incredible. And I felt that after the first 45 minutes, I was 100% invested in each character, So if you guys want a new show, definitely check out The Haunting of Hill House. Am I saying it correctly? Hopefully I am. But it is awesome storyline. It is somewhat scary, so if you're afraid of the dark light like I am, then I highly recommend watching it during the day, because yeah, it gets kind of scary, and I'm like, no, I don't have time for this. I can't do this, but absolutely recommend it. All right, you guys, so that does it for my favorites. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to give you a little bit more information on each of these. I know I went on some tangents, but I try to give as much detail as possible when it comes to these, especially if you're looking to add them to your collection or whatever the case may be. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button down below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. And I would love to know what were some of your November favorites. But once again, thank you so much for watching. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.